Hi guys, recently Anwar gave 100 million to the Palestinian or the cause in Gaza as aid, and there has been a debate raging on the matter whether Anwar should have given the extra 100 million. He gave 100 million previously. With this extra 100 million, it has become 200 million. Yeah? So the question that the debate is about whether Anwar should have given the 200 million to the Palestinians to relieve the pain and suffering that the Palestinians are undergoing due to the Holocaust-like genocide-like situation that they are in. Some, like Siti Kasim, are to the opinion that Anwar is wrong. It is wrong for him to give the money to the Palestinians in Gaza because charity begins at home, and the money is better spent on helping Malaysians in Malaysia rather than the Palestinians in Gaza, because even in Malaysia there are a lot of people who require help. Others, like Professor Tajuddin Rasdi, are to the opinion that Anwar is right because it is our duty to help the Palestinians. Okay, to this I would like to pitch in my own 2 cents worth on the subject. Personally, I find that I disagree with both of them, both with Siti Kasim and Tajuddin Rasdi. Both of them I disagree with. With Siti Kasim, I disagree with her because I don't necessarily see charity as something that begins at home. I don't think there is any principle that says that you should help those that are near to you as opposed to those that are far to you. I think that you should just be charitable to whichever cause that your heart is inspired to be charitable towards. Whether it's near or far, as long as your heart is inspired, then you should be charitable towards it. The fact of the matter is that our heart is going to be inclined to be charitable to some causes more than other causes. And it's enough for us to feel charitable without investigating in detail as to why we must be charitable more to some causes than other causes. Some people, for example, are more charitable towards causes of helping stray animals. I'll just say that perhaps I belong in this category. While others will feel more charitable towards eliminating poverty or eliminating hunger. Some might be feeling more charitable towards eliminating cancer, finding cure for cancer. When we feel the inclination to be charitable, we should just resolve to be charitable instead of asking why is it that those who suffer from cancer, for example, deserve less charity than those who suffer from hunger. We shouldn't be asking this sort of question. When you feel that we want to be charitable towards this cause, we feel their pain, we feel sympathetic towards this cause, just be charitable. No need to ask 101 question, why this cause, not that cause. In the same way, I think if we feel more charitable towards the Palestinians more than we do towards the plight of our fellow citizens, our neighbors, somebody we see outside of our streets, for example, there is no need to question our motives. Instead, it's just better to just focus on the act itself, so that our charity will be able to register the maximum impact in reducing the suffering and the pain of those that our heart is inclined to help. As for Tajuddin's view that it is our duty to help the Palestinians as a matter of duty, as a matter of responsibility, I think even the gods themselves don't think that it's their duty to help everybody in this world. None of us will ever have ever or probably will ever be able to help everybody in this world. If we think that it's our duty to help everybody in this world, it's our responsibility to help everybody in this world, I think what's going to happen is it will be us that will end up requiring charity and help in the end. I don't think it is right for us to compel or shame anybody to be charitable. Charity, let's not forget, has a spiritual component to it, and spirituality is something that that can only be done by our own free will, through our own volition, without being compelled by anyone or anything external. We should not be forced to feel sympathy or compassion towards anyone or anything because of an external reason. Somebody is pressuring us to feel charitable, somebody is pressuring us to feel generous towards anything. Our sympathy and compassion must come from our own heart, and our own heart will be sympathetic and compassionate towards something according to its own nature, our own nature and experience lah. If we have experienced hunger, I'm sure we will feel sympathy and compassion when we see somebody hungry lah. Yeah, if you're a cancer survivor, I'm pretty sure you're gonna feel sympathy and compassion when you see somebody suffering from cancer. When our heart is moved, either because of our own experience, our own cultivation even lah, yeah, then we should use the opportunity to exercise charity. At that point, we shouldn't be miserly lah. We shouldn't. Even this, I don't think should be forced. If some people want to be miserly, like they don't want to give whatever they have towards charity, they want to use it on themselves. Even this, you cannot force. But I feel conducive towards happiness lah. If you find that your heart is moved towards the suffering of somebody, you should practice generosity and charity towards them for your own sake, like, for your own happiness. I do believe that there is something called spiritual happiness. I believe in it. I think it will be good that a lot of people, if we believe in it, like, if we believe that there is some sort of happiness that is greater than the happiness that we can obtain just from the successes in life, from gaining wealth, from gaining status, position. Yes, these are all good things and will give us happiness, but there is also, I think, a higher, more refined form of happiness, the spiritual form of happiness, and that does comes from things like being charitable and being generous. I do believe that. But anyway, coming back to the topic, following this line of thinking, I think that what Anwar should have done when his heart was moved towards being compassionate towards the Palestinian suffering is that he should have donated his own wealth towards the Palestinians' cause rather than donate the wealth of the nation towards the Palestinians' cause. Anwar, by the way, it's not a poor man. He has declared a asset worth 11 million ringgit. If his heart was truly moved by the plight of the Palestinians, he could have easily donated 10% or 20%, 1 million or 2 million of his own wealth. He could have even donated 9 or 10 million and still be a millionaire, still have a lot of money if his heart was that moved by the plight of the Palestinians. Had he done so, had he donated his own wealth that is rightfully his, it would have been a great example for the nation. As a leader, I do think that Anwar's duty is to guide the people, the masses, towards happiness. And what could be more powerful a guidance than for him to guide the people towards being charitable, which, like I believe, will give us like spiritual happiness, right? It will give us peace. We will feel at peace with ourselves. We'll feel peace with the world. But this is my belief system, so I don't want to impose upon it. But I do believe that maybe you can take a moment to think about it. I think things like generosity will allow you to make peace with yourself and peace with your world. Not coming back. If he did that, if Anwar by his example had guided people towards being charitable, it would have been great. Just 1 or 2 million from his 11 million wealth to the Palestinian cause could have easily persuaded, encouraged, inspired millions of Malaysians to part with their wealth for the Palestinian cause. If he did that, if he gave 10 to 20% of his wealth to the Palestinian cause, I have a feeling that many people will give 10 to 20% of their wealth to the Palestinian cause as well. If he had done that, I'm sure that not only would have the Palestinian received 200 million ringgit from Malaysia, I think they would have received 10 times, 20 times more. We must remember that something like charity is something that blesses both the receiver and the giver. So if we Malaysians by ourselves, we had given charity towards the Palestinian, we would have been reap the benefit of the charity as well. Like I mentioned, I think we would have really made peace with ourselves, made peace with our world, and become more happy as a people. Even now, it's not too late for Anwar to inspire Malaysians towards charity. Leave the 200 million ringgit that he has promised to the Palestinians to be. A promise is a promise. He has promised to give it. So, that's done. Let's just give that. But there is no reason why we can't give more than we promised. I think Anwar should really think about donating a part of his wealth, one that he had rightfully earned, rightfully accumulated, by sacrificing his own effort, his own time, his own attention, his own striving to the Palestinian cause. Charity by right is an act where you give what you have rightfully you have a right to enjoy, because you have accumulated it by sacrificing your time, your energy, your effort, your attention, for others to enjoy. Instead of enjoying it yourself, although you have the right to enjoy it yourself, you don't enjoy it yourself. Instead, you give it for others to enjoy. It is not an act where you give something that is not rightfully for you to enjoy, but something that you are holding in trust on behalf of others. 200 million ringgit that the government, that Anwar gave to the Palestinian cause, which it is taking for the government coffer, it's not by right for something that Anwar, that is by right something that Anwar has a right to give . But no matter, he's our Prime Minister, he has given it, and that is that. But now perhaps it's time for Anwar to realize that leadership is not just an official designation, it's also a meaningful position. A leader should lead his people to happiness, and the best way to lead them is through example. In the case of charity to Palestinians, Anwar should indeed lead by donating part of his own wealth to the Palestinian struggle, as a means to inspire Malaysians to do the same. So what do you think, guys? If you agree, if you think that Anwar should donate his own wealth to the Palestinian to the Palestinian cause, by all means send a message to him, his Facebook address, Twitter address, whatever. Just send a message to him, ask him to give like a 1 million or 2 million of his own 11 million wealth to the Palestinian cause. Anyway, that's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you for being with me. As always, stay safe, have a great day. Bye bye, guys. See you in the next episode.